Hey, what's going on, guys? This is TJ Akuma. What we're taking a look at is MakeToys' MTRM, their MakeToys Remaster Series, Masterpiece Scaled Figures. MTRM-09 Downbeat, of course. This is blatantly their homage to jazz. And I have to say, you know, out of everything that they've done, this is one of the most, even though it does have that anime-ish vibe that their designers do, and I love, it's really cartoon, even though it's not cartoon accurate, I'd say it's very cartoon friendly. I love this design for a multitude of reasons. Old mode, not as much, but the robot mode, most definitely. Just a quick look at the height here. He is right about 6.5 inches tall. Comes with a variety of accessories. He comes with like a gun, his shoulder cannon, his grappling hook, some speakers for both his shoulders and his hips, as well as a couple of faces. What we're gonna do is take a quick break, actually show you close-ups of all the accessories, which we are gonna go over in this review, and then we'll get started on the figure itself. Alright, and just for the sake of size comparison, of course, here he is. This is the Hasbro MP10. This is actually MakeToys' version of Hound in Gundog. I don't know what number he is. And this is the official Takara Masterpiece Inferno. I think no, MP36 is Megatron. So he's gotta be MP30 something, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. But official Takara, official Optimus Prime, MakeToys Jazz in Downbeat, MakeToys Hound in Gundog. Alright, so again, just for the sake of size comparison, he's about 6.5 inches tall when he's not knocked over. Gundog, he's about the same, 6.5-ish inches. And of course, MP10, which we've went over the height of 1,000,001 times, he is just between 9.25 and 9.5 inches tall. I think he's a little bit closer to 9.25. That's what I normally call him at, but there you go. That's how he's going to look in your MP collection. Alright, now just taking a once over of his Bop Mode. I want to get that piece adjusted right there because that's how it's supposed to go. And just a heads up, the transformation video will be a separate video. I've got to do one for this and Bounce Back, which is MakeToys' version of Stepper, TF Source exclusive there. Definitely doing a transformation video, uploading them at the same time. But it's a fun transformation. I actually like going through it, so I'm comfortable going through it slow in a couple of minutes. So just taking a look at some of the details, and I love that it's not over detailed or anything like that. Focus a little bit more on the parts sticking out front. You know, and a nice back. And he does have the wing up option, that toy accurate option. But since we're zoomed in here, what I'm going to take a look at really quick is the alternate faces. Make sure I'm focused there. Alright, so a lot like a figure art. And those are little anime toys from Bandai Tamashii for those who aren't familiar. Stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Gundam pilots, all kinds of things. So you saw it just pops out, single peg right there. Pop a new face in. And I guess we'll start with the goofy face. You know, it's weird. You're going to see in the Bounce Back review, it looks a lot better on Bounce Back, but it's like a smile, it's a smirk. But something about the protruding lips kind of throws it off. I think part of it's because of the gray and the way that the light offsets it and stuff like that. It makes the lips look a lot bigger than they are. It's just kind of funny looking to me. It does not work as well as I think it should, but it's there, and you know, if you like it, great. Glad that there's an audience for it. Alright, so popping that one off. And he does have a really nice, like, rage yelling face. It's pretty good. Kind of works as distress, too. It's a good all-around face, you know. It's kind of cool because for him, it's mostly the expressions, and I don't know if I don't have that pegged all the way in, or what's going on. There we go. But it kind of works as a distress face, too. Because with this, all they kind of have to do is you know, change the mouth, as the visor's always the same. They don't have to do any eye expressions or anything like that, you know, so you can use your imagination. And you'll see in the Pictorial, kumastyle.com, link in the description, as well as the info button right there. I use it for a variety of things too. Alright, so before I get into the articulation and accessories, there is a feature that I want to go ahead and show because I feel like I'm going to forget it even though it's so blatant and so important to me. It's the fact that its wings can come up. It's his, he's a robot, so I guess both pronouns are same. But to me, that's a much better look. I know in the cartoon, the doors were down. It's more of a toy accurate thing. But I even wish that he had the option to have the wheels on top of the shoulders like the toy. That's what I'm most familiar with. That's the look that I have the most attachment to. I guess my favorite jazz mold up until this was the classics jazz. I think it was like United or something like that. It wasn't an actual classic. It was the ones that were like 2010 or something like that, a little bit later. But Reveal the Shield. There we go. Reveal the Shield jazz. But that had the wings up, wheels on top of the door. Totally, it was a tuned looking toy, but it had all the features of the toy version of the toy. And that's what I'm accustomed to. So seeing it without like the doors on the shoulders and things like that, or the doors down, it's weird to me. So, you know, it's what it is. But anyway, onto the articulation. It's not on a ball joint. Yes, it is. I just lied. So it is on a ball joint right there. It's just got a ton of up and down movement for being on a ball joint. I thought it was actually on a swivel or something. So glad I saw that. But of course, full 360 motion with that too. Now, because of the transformation, there is a little bit of play in the neck here, so you can get a little bit more upward movement just by moving that piece back. Now its shoulders, because of the transformation, they are on a slider, and you can kind of cheat a little bit, bring those forward, and use that to butterfly a little bit. So no official butterfly joint, but they do go back and forth. There is an extra swing here to get that parallel shoulder look. So full 360 right there, full 360 in the bicep, double jointed elbows, 360 wrist articulation, no like swing back and forth or anything. All of these fingers, all 4 fingers, are on one joint right there. Thumb, not articulated at all. 360 at the waist, as well as ab crunch. Lots of ab crunch. All right. Well, I'm pulling this thing apart, and it does stay pretty well. The bounce back one, it sticks in a lot better than this one at that point, and you'll see when you have it in hand. Now, these skirt pieces are movable. Back one is not. I wish they were. Okay. See how I can move that up there. Good amount of kick there. Bringing this back, and I think these might actually be die cast right here. It does have that cold feel. Don't know officially, but it's weighty too. I think these are die cast actually, so that's pretty neat. Wouldn't exactly call it like a Goken toy or anything like that. Might as well look at the sideway here. Good ratchets and nice thin spacing in between the ratchets too. So knee bend, double jointed knees, but still just past that 90 degree there. Full. Is it 360? Yeah, it is 360. And thigh swivel. And a great amount of ankle tilt. I mean, can't really beat that. All right, we'll actually give him a left-handed shot. All right, and you see there are those pegs in, so Alright, so there's that. Alright, now to attach this, it's actually a slider, and it's specific to the back piece of this front hood there. It even curves along with it, but you can slide it, you can clip it, whatever you want to do. It's easiest if you get that windshield out of the way first, and it does have some up and down movement there, but that's part of why I put the gun in the left hand, so that nothing was blocked by this, and we'll get that back on. Alright, I like the windows up, so I'm gonna work around those. Right. And he does have really good heels too. That shouldn't be discounted. I'm actually gonna... There we go, I think that's the ticket. Okay, and there we go. Let's look at some of these other accessories. Alright, and here's Downbeat in alt mode. I'm going to focus on the back a little bit there. I don't understand that design choice or why that wasn't worked around, but that in particular, that's the one part that bugs me. I know some people don't like some of the underside here, some of the kibble under there. I don't mind that as much, but this stuff back here is just like, what? But overall, you know, from like here to here, I love it. Absolutely dig it. But I can understand where people are coming from with the kibble and stuff like that. Now the wheels, I don't know if they're rubber, but they feel like it. And even with all that stuff on the bottom, all four wheels roll just fine. I mean, yeah, give you an actual look at the underside. As well as the top. And there you go. There's his alt mode. Alright, so keep him in the same position. But go ahead and change the gun to over on this side, and we'll take a look at the grappling hook. Now, somebody on TFW made a really good post about this piece right here. So it comes with a tab, and it looks like it's supposed to go into that same female in that the guns are supposed to go into, but it's not. It's actually for, you keep it away, opposite of that, and it's for the thumb. And that's the way the guy titled it. Don't break the tab off or whatever. And boom, because you sure would try to jab it in there. Alright, and it just pulls out. It pulls out, winds up, and I mean, I've got some pictures using it, like against MP36, official Megatron, and the like, on the gallery review, but, you know, that stuff's a little bit more intricate than I can get into right at this moment, but I mean, it's a grappling hook, and I'll actually reel it back in some, and, right? No. And it's kind of cool that you can kind of just get it back together by doing that. To me, that's awesome. Just pretend like my hand was photoshopped out, but there you go. Alright, now getting this out of the way, we are just going to take a look at the last couple of accessories. Alright, so just getting him into a standard stance. And when it comes to, you know, the use of the ab crunch and the more Brave-esque anime style posing, heroic posing and things, some of the exaggerated features in the pelvis and whatnot that I use, by all means, man, I understand it's not for everybody, particularly people that aren't familiar with things like anime, super robots, etc., etc. But I'm not going to stop doing it. So I guess the answer would be, you know, find somebody who poses toys more to your liking. It's just my thing and my preference, you know. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I don't like looking at static A-style posing and things like that. It's almost like if you got these toys that can do all of this, why pose them like they're G1 toys? Just lifeless crap. No point to me, but like I said, it's your stuff, by all means. So those just go into tabs, and it's blatant where they go. The tabs are only on the bottom, or the female ends on the toy. And these, they're pegs right here on each of the shoulders. Alright, and the nice thing about them being circle pegs is that boom, you can go ahead and kind of angle them however you want. So even if the shoulder's up here, you can still angle it down here and kind of keep them parallel to each other. That's huge. All right, and let's get them into what I feel is a decent stance. Close this sucker out. Lower the camera here. And yeah, again, the transformation video being filmed completely separately because I'm going to use it for both him and Bounce Back. And outside of that, you know, this piece is pretty awesome. Besides some aesthetic things on the alt mode, I think it's about as best of a jazz as we're going to get right now. I know like Transform and is it Transformation, Transformer Rollout, one of those companies, they're making another one. I think it's called like either Hovo or Agent Meister. So there's another jazz coming down the pipeline here within the next couple of months. But Toy World had one and Zeta re-released it with like diecast or something. And I don't even remember the name of that thing, but it was just not attractive to me at all. So Bop Mode on this rocks. Articulation rocks. The fact that it has some diecast, obviously I'm a little bit biased towards that, but overall I think it's a good toy that most people will enjoy, especially at that $100 price point. Now I saw TF Source, they should have a pre-order for this because it's going to re-release in August of this year, 2018. So if you missed out on the first run, by all means go ahead and get it at a retail price because this thing was selling for like $200 something, man. So also big shout out for the Shattered Cast Uncut crew. Greg from Mercy actually hooked me up for this at retail, or with this at retail price, so really appreciate him. He's a great guy. They're all great guys. But anyway, order yours, TF Source or wherever you shop, and enjoy it. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Check out the full written and pictorial review or written review and gallery on kumastyle.com. Link will be in the description, info button upper right hand corner, and yeah, of course, like, share, subscribe, and see you next time. That was a lot. Thank you guys for listening. Goodbye.